have absolute value of x greater than 3. Okay. Can somebody give me some possible solutions for this x? Yes. 1. 1? No, if you plug in 1, it won't work. 1 is not greater than 3. Okay, give me some.
5.
Yeah, this is different than the other one. Yeah, 5 will work, right? 5, absolutely. What about negative 5? Would that work then?
Yes.
Okay, anybody? Yeah. Negative 4 would work, or 4. What about 2.9? No. What about 3.1 this time? 3.1 will work, right? Or negative 3.1 will work also. Right, Aubrey? No? Oh, no. You plug into that inequality, the absolute value inside. So what's absolute value of negative 4? Yeah, that's 4. So yeah, if I didn't have the absolute value, of course, it's not going to work, right? But because I have the absolute value, I could use x equals negative 4 or negative million. As a matter of fact, right? If I were to plug in negative million, it would work. So anybody know what this graph? Okay, so here are some possible solutions, right? Negative 4, negative 5. I should put down plus or minus, right? Okay, so anyway, what would this look like then if I were to graph them? Anybody see how this might look like as a graph? One person see it? Look, the x could be 4, negative 4, 5, negative 5, 6, negative 6, like 3.1, negative 3.1, and so forth. Can't be like 2.9. It can't be anything in between those. Chris?
You draw open circle after and
Go right. That's it. That's not the only part. That would be wrong if you just did that. Also, Liam?
Look at this junction. So you would do like okay. You have an open circle at 3.
Yes.
And I'm going to the right.
Yes.
You have an open circle at negative 3 and I'm going to the right.
That's exactly right. And you're right. You said it right. It's a disjunction, right? How do we know this is disjunction? Look at your previous examples, right? Did we have some graph that looks like this? Could this be a conjunction graph? No, because there isn't any overlaps, right? So, you see what I'm talking about? So this represents every number that is right side of the 3 or left side of negative 3, right? Yes.
Is it okay to write the two inequalities before you graph the equation?
If you saw that already, yes. If you know how to do that. We're not there yet, but if you saw that, yes. That's what we're going to eventually gonna get to. Very good. Does that make sense? Guys? So, doesn't this represent two inequalities like this? X less than negative 3 or what? X greater than 3. Isn't that right, guys? Hello? So let's see who sees the pattern. When do we get conjunction and when do we get disjunction? So here we got disjunction. How come the other one we got conjunction? Anybody see the pattern? Alex?
When there's a greater than sign, you get a disjunction, and then when there's a less than sign, you get a conjunction.
That's correct. When you have a greater, so when the absolute value, so write this down. When the absolute value of some number like a is less than, you get conjunction, and you get the word and. When the absolute value of x is greater than some number, then you get the disjunction. This is always true, okay? Write this down. This is very important. Okay, so now the problem is though people sometimes forget. They don't know when is right and when is or. I have a great kind of thing that you could say. Watch this. It's not a song. It's not a song. It's somebody taught me this. Okay, so listen. Okay, now watch this. When you have less than, it's kind of like and, right? Than, like it could say less than, right? Right? Less than. What about greater? I'm gonna spell it differently. Great, not er, but greater. So you get great. So, okay. So, huh? No, if you have the less than sign, it's the and. It's a conjunction. You see? Greater or. So you get the or. I mean, yeah, it's not or, but it's er, but still. That's one way to remember. Does that make sense? Greater for disjunction or, less than for and. Okay, so if you forget, okay.
I get it.
Okay, does that make sense? It's not A and D, it's still, okay, you get the point. Okay, now, okay, what about this? Okay, shh. Let's see if you're paying attention. Okay, this is what you're on, something like this. How many people think, if I have 15 less than absolute value of x, is this conjunction? Does it use the and in the middle or?
Or.
Yeah, why? Because it's?
Greater.
Isn't it less than? No, I tricked you. What's wrong with this? You have to rewrite this as. Okay, guys, hold on. This is really important. You have to rewrite this with what first? Yeah, you have to rewrite this with, right? You have to rewrite this with absolute value of x on the left side first. Does that make sense? If it's not that way, then it's going to be always, right? So now you have greater, so what? This is or. Does that make sense, guys? Hello? What if I had greater than or equal to? Is this still a disjunction? Meaning, do I still use the or? Yeah, it doesn't matter, okay? You could have less than, if you have greater than or equal to, the equal to sign does not matter. It's whether or not you have a greater or less than sign. Does that make sense? Guys, you understand? So what would then, okay, let's do it this way. What would this graph look like then? Anybody? If I have absolute of x greater than or equal to 15. Can somebody tell me what this graph might look like? Yeah.
Okay, so on 15 there's a closed
Yeah.
circle that's going to the right, and
Yeah.
on negative 15 there's a closed circle going to the left.
That's correct. What are the two inequalities you get? This is important. What are the two inequalities? X what? Yes?
Is greater than 15.
Greater than or equal to 15. Or what? X is less than or equal to, is it 15 or negative 15? You understand? Guys, do you understand? So, hold on, we're not really done. Okay, watch. You know this, guys? They're not going to give it to you like this simple ones. What if I give you this? X minus 2 less than or equal to 3. Is this conjunction or disjunction?
Disjunction.
This is a conjunction or disjunction? It's less than, so it is,
Oh, conjunction.
which means you use and, right? Less than, right?
Less than.
Does that make sense? Okay, now, what are the two inequalities you get? This becomes two inequalities. What are the two? First one is what? X minus 2 less than or equal to 3. And what word goes here?
Or,
And it was. What about the other one? Guys, you into the other one is what? Same thing except what? Greater than or equal to. Is it 3 or negative 3? You see how we have to switch both of these as right? What we have written? That's the idea. It becomes the two inequalities. You understand? And do you know why we get n here? Because of less than. Do you guys get this? So they will get kind of creative. They don't just give you absolute value of x. They have some other one. And so how would you graph this? Do you think you have to solve for x? Do you know how to solve for x?
Yeah.
What do we do? Add 2 to both sides, we get x greater than or equal to.
negative 1.
Add 2, we get negative 1. And what? Add 2, we get x less than or equal to 5. I mean 2. Do you guys understand? Now how would you graph it then?
You have negative 1 with a closed circle.
Yeah.
To the right, and
Negative 1
stops at,
to the right, and then at 5,
then there's a closed circle at
close circle at 5, you go to the
Yeah.
what? Left. And that's my scratch work. Do you see how my then solution will be between negative 1 and 5? Do I have closed circle at the end?
Yes, you do.
Guys, do you see what to do with these? Okay, that's what you'll be doing tonight. Any question? Okay, good.